Hey guys, Richard here with eBike Reviews and Adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at these three Mooncool trikes right here. We've got the TK1, we've got the TK1 fat tire, and we have the MC350. We're going to talk about each of their features, their specs, and then we're going to take them all for a ride and show you how they perform. So let's get into the video. All right, a big shout out to Mooncool because we actually received all three of these from Mooncool over the last several months, and I appreciate their support on the channel. But guys, I will tell you, if you're new here, just because we get e-bikes for free does not mean we hold anything back. We share what we want to share. We tell you the things we like, the things we don't like about products and brands. So just be aware of that. So we're going to go through here and we're going to talk about all three of these. Now, probably the best way to tackle this is to just clarify, this is the TK1 Fat 20, and the MC350. We did make a couple of changes to these trikes since we've owned them, and I'll share that with you right now. We have added mirrors and also cell phone holders on each of these trikes. So those are aftermarket products. I believe everything else, oh, and we do have an aftermarket water bottle holder there for Mrs. Adventure. So let's see, anything else changed? Yes. That is the original saddle. That's also the original saddle, but this is our favorite Blue Wind saddle. Now the TK1 does come with a saddle that does not have the backrest, okay? But it's not quite like that one over there, and I couldn't find it, so I couldn't put it on. So yeah, just be aware it comes with a different saddle. Other than that, this is what you get when you make a purchase. So let's talk about that for a minute. The TK1 is the more expensive out of the three, and you know, the prices have kind of changed a little bit from time to time, but I think right now on sale it's around like $1,500 or something. I'll put it on the screen for you. Let's do that. So the sale price for that one currently, and this one, which is the Fat 20, and also the 350. So what do you get for what do we get for more money, or what do we not get for less money? So here we go. Let's talk about it. We're going to hit some of the main specs first and compare that. So this has a 500 watt motor, okay, and the Fat 20 has a 500 watt motor, and the 350 comes in with a 350 watt motor. And I would never consider a trike or bike with a 350 watt motor. But wait, did you see my riding video? I was knocked out of the park. I was impressed with how this performs with just a 350 watt motor. That's crazy. And I should mention, it is a front hub motor. This is a front hub motor, but this one over here is a rear hub motor, which I know a lot of people prefer. And they prefer rear motors just because that's where most of the weight is, so it gives better traction for the bike. A little easier to be pushed than pulled. But with that, let me share with you, I haven't had much problem at all with these two right here. Very little spin out like in the grass with this one right here, and that could be because of the tires. Because these have a street tire on the Fat 20, and that is a 20x4, okay? And this one over here is a 20x3, and it's got some more knobs on it. Whereas the 350 over here, it's also a knobby tire, but it's only it's a 24 by 2.10, so it's a skinny tire. But it's knobby, so you can still do a lot with that. All right, we're not going to get into well, we can talk speed real quick since we're talking about motors. Each of these will go 16 miles per hour. Okay, so that's the same. We're not going to talk too much about strength and things. I'm just going to demonstrate that for you when we hit the road. Back over here. So they all have a 14.5 amp hour battery on the TK1 as well as the Fat 20. Now this one over here, I do know it comes in a 10 amp hour or a 14.5 amp hour. So you do have an option with that right there. So let's jump back over here. This is a single speed trike, okay? So it's a single speed, no gear shifting or anything up here, whereas both of these over here, they are 7 speeds, which is pretty nice for a trike. I like having, the option to change gears because it does eliminate some ghost pedaling at that higher speeds. And you'll notice that with the TK1, that there is a little ghost pedaling once you get to a certain speed, just because, you don't have the ability to shift gears. So just be aware of that. I will mention though, despite that, This one is the closest related to the electric XP trike, and this has also been a huge seller for Mooncool because of that. It's just such a great trike, even though it's a single speed. It works great. All right, so we talked about motor, we talked about the speeds, we talked about the battery. Let's see what else we want to talk about. This is a folding frame versus the Fat 20 is a solid frame, and also the MC350 is a solid frame. The TK1 has hydraulic disc brakes versus mechanical brakes and mechanical brakes over there. Both the TK1 and Fat 20 have baskets that are available for the front, as well as larger rear baskets. I'll show you those in just a moment. However, the 350 does not have a front basket option. There's no mounting points, so be aware of that. Let's jump back here and look at these baskets real quick. So the basket that's on the 350 is the same basket that is used for the Fat 20, okay? And I like it because, you know, even though there's holes in here, the holes are pretty small, like, you know, 1 inch by 2 inches or something. So you can still put stuff in there without risk of it falling through. So I like that style basket. I like that it's so tall. I mean, that's probably about 1 foot tall here on the back side, a little less on the front. But then over here on the TK1, you do have this standard basket that is real common with e-bikes, but you need to put something down inside here to keep it from falling through and, you know, getting into your gears or wrapped around your axle or something. So just be aware of that. All right, while we're back here, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things too. On the MC350, we do have reflectors, okay, mounted to the rear fenders, as well as the Fat 20. So there's no integrated tail lights or anything. It's only reflectors. But back here on the TK1, not only do we have a reflector here, but we have working tail lights that are on the fenders, as well as a working tail brake light right down here, and it has integrated blinkers, which is a really nice feature to have. It's one of the reasons why this is more expensive. The TK1, because it is a folding bike, it also has a folding stem. The Fat 20 is not a folding bike, but they still give you a folding stem, which I like that. Which also means, because it folds here, it also gives you some adjustment here. So it's real easy to adjust this bike, or this trike, up and down. Same feature on the TK1. You can adjust the handlebars up and down really easily. And if you want to just kind of rotate them forward a little bit, all you have to do is loosen up these 4 bolts right here, and it allows you to tilt the handlebars, you know, back towards you just a little bit. Kind of make them just a little bit closer. Same thing with over here. Handlebars over here on the MC350 is completely different. They are the older style, what I would call older style. They are the chrome. They don't adjust up and down, but again, if you needed to, you could loosen this bolt right down here, right down there, and you could still tilt these things back and forth. So you could tilt them a little closer if you needed. And if you needed to make them higher, you could also add an aftermarket stem riser to make them just a little bit taller. Okay, let's look at the headlights up here. We do have working headlights in the front. The TK1 has a really large headlight. It works well at night. As the Fat 20 has a much smaller headlight on the front, and also on it's mounted up there. There you go. It's much smaller on the 350 as well. The 350 does not have suspension forks, whereas the Fat 20 does have suspension forks, and so does the TK1. And I think suspension forks are critical in stability for a trike. Not saying that's any less stable. I'm just saying that my experience with trikes, seems to be a factor that helps with stability when you have that front suspension. Just seems to help. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at, let's go ahead and move on up into the cockpit area. Oh, no, here's one more thing. This one has, the TK1 has a chain guard. The Fat 20 does not have a chain guard, but yet the 350 does. So just be aware of that. But I've not had any problems other than occasionally getting a little grease on my leg or something. I haven't had any trouble with anything getting caught in the chain when they don't have chain guards, but just be aware of that. All right, let's take a look at the cockpit. Starting with the handle grips. We like these handle grips. I like that they have this palm rest right here. They're kind of almost a rubbery, almost a little plasticky kind of feel to it, but still pretty good. We haven't had any complaints or issues with those. Over here on the Fat 20, they're a little bit different. More of a rubber tire kind of feeling, and they've got these holes in there, which actually, I mean, I think it keeps your palm from getting so sweaty. I mean, it just seems to allow the airflow, so it's a little different. And the 350 has the same style right here. All right, on the TK1, we have this display right here that, you know, you got a button right here to push to get it fired up. It fires up kind of quickly. It gives you all the information that you need, and it goes up to past level 5, and it's indicated by a bar graph. Whereas over here on the Fat 20, it's a different type of display, and it's kind of unique. You have a power button which is up here on the top. You got to press and hold it. It fires it up, and I haven't peeled off this. It's really hard to get it off, but it's a reminder for me that says, hey, you know, the button is up here, and it also tells you, hey, there's 2 more buttons down here on the end. One is for rotating through, or actually they're both to rotate through your pass settings, and this one has 3 pass levels, so 1, 2, 3, back to 0. It's a color display. It works fine. It's just these buttons are pretty small. If you can get down there, there you go. It's kind of small to operate, but they're easy to push, so you can rotate through your pass settings just fine. So, I mean, there's really no complaints about it. It's just a different style display. And then over here on the MC350, we have the same style display. We'll go ahead and power that on. There we go. Now we'll go back in reverse order. This one does have the thumb throttle right here on the MC350. We do have a working bell. We do not have parking brakes of any time, of any kind. And over here, we do have the thumb throttle, but it's on the right side for the Fat 20. We do have a horn right there. And over here on the TK1, we do have a horn on the right side, but we also have a half twist throttle on the right side instead of the thumb throttle. And my personal preference is I like the twist throttles. Let me know down below if you prefer twist or thumb, because it's seems to be 50-50 among people. Over here we also have our blinkers for the TK1, and those are operated right there. It does not have a thumb shifter or anything because this is a single speed trike, whereas over here we do have a Shimano thumb shifter, SIS thumb shifter, that allows us to shift the gears. And over here we have the same thumb shifter. Hey, I just want to point out, in case you were paying attention and you saw this right here and saying, what is that? That is Mrs. Adventure's fix to not having a parking brake. And it works okay. Sometimes it's, you know, it works in the garage when it tries to roll around a little bit. Out here in the driveway is just a little bit too steep, and it's not strong enough to hold the brakes for her. But yeah, that was her fix to not having a parking brake. I will say that all current versions being sold of the TK1 now come with parking brakes. So they got their new stock in, and so you won't have that problem. The other 2 trikes, I haven't heard if they're going to be implementing parking brakes on those or not. I kind of hope they do if they're going to keep restocking those, but I haven't heard. Here's something else we didn't do. So let's just take a look here at the trikes and see what they look like. We got all these tires lined up right here, right along that crack, and we'll just jump over here. Because we have it turned on and because the brakes are pulled, that's why you see brake lights lit up right here on the TK1. But here you can kind of get a better visual of what the size is. The TK1 is just a little bit shorter than the Fat 20. The Fat 20 is just a little bit longer also than the 350. All these seat posts are adjustable, about the same height. Now I ride the Fat 20, so that's why the seat post, or the seat, is up considerably higher on that one right there. But just to give you a visual down through there. And something else I'll share with you here, because some of you are probably going to be wondering, oh, what's your favorite? Well, this is Mrs. Adventure's favorite right here. She's tried all the trikes that we have received, and with her limitations in health, she has found this to be the best trike for her. I will tell you that this is more stable. than any of the other trikes that we've had on the channel so far. And we're not real sure why, other than definitely, you know, the front suspension is part of that. The type of tire that they have, because the tires kind of flatten out, kind of how they're shaped and designed. They're not a true, you know, fat tire, which is more bubbly like this one is. So we think that has something to do with stability, maybe. Yeah, but I don't know. But she likes this one the best. And for me, although I really like this, the TK1, she rides it a lot, and so I've kind of taken over the Fat 20, and I've really enjoyed this one a lot. And part of the reason is that the tires are just a little bit bigger. Even though, you know, we got a front hub motor, I haven't had any issues with it spinning out or anything, which I don't take it into the dirt and gravel too much, but what little bit I haven't had a problem. Part of that is because it's a street tire, and so you don't have these big knobs that stick out, and you actually have more tire surface, I think, that's on the ground. And so I think it does grip pretty good compared to, you know, some trikes or tires that have these big old knobbies that the trike rides on. It kind of prevents more of the tire from getting down on the surface. But this one, yeah, you got a lot of surface contact, so I think that's part of it. But I do like that, because I do like riding fast, so that is a 7-speed, so it allows me to pedal and go at those higher speeds comfortably without a lot of ghost pedaling. The 350 is still a really nice trike. I've been riding that since we have it. It's the newest one in our lineup, and I haven't had any issues with it. And you know, it's just a skinny tire, not my favorite, but because of that reason. But it still performs well. So I'll show you that when we get out and do the riding video. All right, now we'll remind you that you can get to the full review of each of these trikes, and I'll make sure there's a link down below for you. Each of those videos go in a little more in depth on each of the trikes, and also a little more of a riding footage to kind of show you the stability as I whip around and do donuts and that sort of thing, so just be aware of that. But for this, what we're going to demonstrate today is we're just going to demonstrate the takeoff speed. We're going to do the top speed, and I'll try to show you a little bit about the power of each, because yeah, there might be a little bit of a difference. So let's get out here and do that. So right now we're just going to go ahead and start off in pedal assist 1. We're going to do full throttle, and you can see we get up there pretty quick. We're already at 10 miles an hour. There's 13, there's 14 and a half, there's 15. And there's 15 and a half. So I am, you know, about 240 pounds or so, 6'1". I can ride this bike comfortably, even though they say, hey, it's for, you know, slightly shorter riders. Yeah, I can get on it and zip around and have a lot of fun with it. Let's go ahead and stop here real quick. Now, because we're in pedal assist 1, I will notice that the throttle works so you can go full speed on the throttle, okay? Unlike some bikes and trikes, you have to, the throttle is tied to whatever pass level that you're in. That's not the case here. But we're going to go ahead and just pedal. And we're in pedal assist 1, so there we go. It's already zips off. Got us going, no throttle. And because this is a single speed, we've got, you know, I'm already pedaling pretty fast. I'll show you right there. And so we're going 7 miles an hour. We're going to go ahead and pop it up in the pedal assist 2. And it jumps it up. Now we're doing, what, about 9.5 miles per hour, and you can again see that I'm pedaling much faster. I'm not ghost pedaling yet, but I'm getting close to it. By the time I hit pedal assist 3, yeah, now I'm starting to ghost pedal. I can't keep up with it. And we're gonna go ahead and jump on up there to, what is about 11 or so miles an hour, but I'm ghost pedaling. I just can't keep up with it at this point. And that's one of the downsides of having a single speed trike. All right, now I'm on the Fat 20, and we're just gonna go ahead and stop here. I am in pedal assist 1, and we'll hit the throttle. And slightly slower take up and go, but once it gets going, then it zips pretty good. We're already at 13, 15. So look at that, I'm already at the top speed. So it seems like a slightly slower response when you first hit the throttle, but it takes you there faster once it gets going. So I really like that about it. And again, we're in pedal assist 1, hitting our top speed. And we're gonna go ahead and stop here for a second. Now we're going to do pedal only, so no throttle at all. And we got a full rotation there before it kicks in gently. And it does kick in kind of gently. And so we're doing about 7 miles an hour. And then we're going to go ahead and pop it up in the pedal assist 2. And we're speed on up there to about 10 miles an hour or so. And you know, I'm already pedaling pretty fast at this point. Not ghost pedaling yet, but not far from it. But now remember, this one only has 3 levels of pedal assist. So I'm going to go ahead and bump it up in the pedal assist 3. And now I'm nothing but ghost pedal. So I can't keep up with that. Let's go ahead and bump it up. Because Richard forgot. Let's put it in 7th gear here. There we go. So now that it's in 7th gear, no ghost pedaling at all. Look at that. Nice cadence. And I'm at the max speed of 15 miles an hour for my body weight. So it's so much nicer having a 7-speed on your trike than versus a single speed. Because it's just a more comfortable ride when you're not having to ghost pedal. Now for some people, you know, ghost pedaling really isn't an issue because they can't pedal fast anyway, or they don't want to pedal at all, depending on your ability, which is fine. And that's where you just use the throttle. All right, now I'm on the MC350, and the handlebars are a little bit lower because I have my seat up so high because I'm a bigger person. They do sell this trike in 2 different sizes, and I have the smaller size because that's all that was in stock at the time. So that's okay. You know, I can still make it work. So maybe a little more top heavy for me, but that's all right. So we're in pedal assist 1. We're going to do throttle only. Again, this is only a 350 watt motor, but look, bam. You know, I'm at 5 miles an hour, 7, 8, 10, 12. There's 14, and there's 15. So again, for a 350 watt motor, you get to top speed really quick. And that's carrying 240 pounds, okay? So that's why I was just so impressed with the MC350, being that it's only a 350 watt motor. I mean, just crazy. So let's go ahead and stop here for a second. Let's not use the throttle this time. We're going to do just pedal only. I should have dropped this down into a lower gear to get me started. There we go. Again, we do have that 7-speed over here to work with. There's 6. So we're about 7 miles an hour in pedal assist 1. We're going to bump it up to pedal assist 2. Again, this trike only has 3 levels of pedal assist. So there's 9. We're going to hit 10. So it's programmed about the same as the other one. So 10 miles an hour in pedal assist 2. And no ghost pedaling. It's a nice, comfortable cadence. We're going to go ahead and bump it up in the pedal assist 3. I'm only in 5th gear over here, by the way. I'm ghost pedaling, so I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 7. So now I'm in 7th gear, pedal assist 3. I can keep up with it. I'm hitting 16, but it is a little fast. I think a slightly bigger front crank would have eliminated that, but still, it's nice that you can go top speed without any kind of ghost pedaling on a trike like this because you have that 7th gear. That's why trikes with 7th gears, I mean, you know, multiple speed, I should say, are just so nice. Just so nice to have. Just because it's so impressive, I'll show you again. Throttle only, boom, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's do it, hold on, let's do it differently. Oh, this is a different kind of test. Be patient with Richard. So we're still in pedal assist 3, right? So we're doing throttle and we're gonna do pedal. We're already up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Already at that top speed. Impressive. All right, guys, with Amanda's help, I'm going to demonstrate how these trikes work here on a 3% grade. That's all I've got. That's the biggest hill we have around here, right? 3%. So this is the TK1. I'm in pedal assist 1. I'm going to do throttle only, and we'll see how it does from a stop. And we can zoom right up. Okay, this is the TK1 Fat 20. Pedal assist 1, throttle only. And this is the MC350, throttle only, pedal assist 1. All right, guys, that's it for the Mooncool trike comparison video. Let me know what I missed. I know I didn't cover absolutely everything, but you know, I didn't want this to be an hour-long video. I was just trying to give you the highlights, and I hope that was beneficial to you. If you have questions, drop them down below and I'll try to get those answers to you. I know a lot of folks are waiting for this because they've been looking at Mooncool products and they're saying, hey, you know what, I think I want to buy one, but I'm not sure which one. So hopefully that has helped you. If it has, let me know down below also. There are discount codes on a couple of these trikes right here. Okay, so I'll put the discount codes down below and also in the pinned comment so that you can find those and save some money if you decide to purchase one of these right here. That supports the channel for free, doesn't cost you anything, but it does save you some money. Hey guys, that's going to be it. So subscribe if you're new here, like the video of course, and I hope to see you in another video real soon. Make sure you always ride responsibly and ride safe.